You have a right to apprehend somebody who commits a crime in your presence, even as a private citizen. So instead of private citizens being put into harm's way directly, you can have a police formation. They may not have to investigate. They may not have all the powers of the police, but to be able to confront crime as it happens, and then report, have a channel. These are people who are trained. They'll be trained. They'll be given the necessary authority.
Now, if he says that 60%, even though I'm yet to see the stats and the source of that statistics, if he's saying that 60% of police formations in different parts of the country are people by indigents of that state, isn't that sufficient to say, oh, okay, if that's the case, why do we still have the kind of challenge we have today?
Yeah. It's there. Number one, the number is not enough.
To be for 60%?
Yeah, what I mean, number of policemen, Nigerian police, you don't have enough men on the streets. For instance, okay,
sorry to jump in. If the reason is just because you don't have enough men, why don't we then employ more people rather than
federal
increase the police?
government cannot employ more people. Look,
but the president has given approval for fresh 6,000 people to be employed.
6,000 is not that's like a,
yes, but
a drop in the ocean.
I understand that they have a plan. There was supposed to be 10,000 every year. The IGP, I think they said you have to employ about that figure for 30 consistently.
Then you are going to have a problem of management. One person is going to manage this super large formation. There won't be coordination. You are not going to effectively police the police themselves on the street.
The point he made about 60%.
Yes.
I like us to expatiate on that a little further, because
now,
the reason that some argue that, look, it's because they don't have enough indigents in the state, in police formations in the state. And that's why if crime is committed, people are coming from different areas to head the police force, and as such, they wouldn't know their bearing. But if you have 60%, that's way more than half, and we should be seeing results.
Now, you've just said it. I didn't want to go there, but you just said it. When you have people heading, from outside heading. He said he's been commissioner in Kogi, in the north.
No, he has been.
He has been in the north. You know, what happens is that the police is a stratified, hierarchical organization. So the constable does not have authority. He does not deal with a situation like a constable. He has somebody above him who gives him orders. And that person is not from that locality. He has no primary allegiance to that locality. So what he does, he is looking at the people in power at the center who put him there.
Can we really say he has no primary allegiance because he's of the Nigeria police force?
His allegiance is to the center, to those who put him there. And they might not have put him there for him to take care of the local situation. I mean, like that. We have had police commissioners. For instance, there was one in Rivers State under Jonathan. We saw what he was doing to the, local situation. We have had all these commissioners of police that look at the north. Look at what is going on there. The governor is powerless.
I need to get a response from that. Now, if you have 60%, perhaps if I understand what he's saying, and correct me if I'm wrong, he's suggesting even if you have 80%, insofar as the commissioner of police is not from that state, there's little or nothing those other 80% can carry out without taking orders from the top.
Chamberlain, you see, when Nigerians outside talk of what is happening internally in the Nigerian police force, I laugh like Obasanjo. The structure of Nigerian police force, the IG is not the person supervising the whole Nigerian police force.
Who is?
The IG.
Who supervises?
Listen, when you talk of management, you have a divisional police officer. You have area commanders. They have created more now.
Who did they take orders from?
Orders, you see, when people talk of orders is in the police is not master-servant relationship. Because if you go wrong, you are dismissed. IG will not listen to you. It depends on the individual.
So it's back to the IG.
It depends on the individual police officer. I'm telling you the truth. So let me come to what you are saying.
No, but who did they take orders from?
The orders you take in the police force is from the law books. You are guided by the law books. You are guided by the first order. You are guided by police administrative instruction. You are not guided by IDG telling you to go and arrest somebody for slapping my girlfriend. No. You cannot ask you, go and do this. No. They say obey all lawful orders. That is what you are taught in the police college. Don't mind what some police officers do. Look at Kogi State. The CP was removed because armed robbers escaped in the cell. The governor said, no, you must bring him back, and he was brought back. Who is not controlling the police in Kogi State? Is it not the governor?
Was it the governor that said so?
Yes, it is the governor. I'm sitting entirely in the police force. I know what is still happening. It's my consistency.
Okay, so not that there's any official communication in that respect.
The governor said, this is the CP I want to work with. Let me tell you, there is a governor in Anambra that said he doesn't want to work with any Igbo commissioner of police. A governor. One of the CPs then was removed. What I'm trying to say is that Nigeria jumped into issue without breaking checks and balances. When the crisis starts, everybody will start shouting. We have local government police in the First Republic. The crisis started, military abolished it. Now everybody is shouting state police. You don't know the consequences. The consequences of state police will be too many. Do you know, when you talk of true federalism in America, there is no chieftaincy dispute in America. There is no land dispute in America. The land dispute between...
You said there's no land dispute.
Between two states. The land dispute between Ebonyi State and Cross River. 3 policemen were beheaded last 2 months. If you create state police, the police of Ebonyi and the police of Cross River will fight themselves. Because it's a bit... So
are you suggesting that this state police will be created without checks and balances?
That is, the Nigerians do something without talking about checks. That's why I'm bringing it out. They should call people across tell them, look, this thing you are doing, this is what you should do. This is what you should do. They will just create state police when the crisis starts. I'm not telling you that, but anybody telling you that it is because of state police that we have increased in crime, tell the person is telling lies. Anybody telling you that CP, governors don't control commissioners of police, tell him he's telling lies.
Please. When we talk about state police, we don't have to, we are looking at the police the way we see the police now, the federal police. That's not what we're talking about, at least to start with. You might have state police, like I said, that do not have powers of investigation. They don't come to you, like you have the FRC, for instance.
Why would you have a police without powers of investigation?
I'm coming just to start with. Like you have the FRC. They don't come to your house to ask you whether you...
FRC, which one?
I mean, the Federal Road Safety Corps.
Okay, FRC.
FRC, yes. They accost you as you commit crime in their presence. You understand what I'm saying? It's something that happens. They stop you and they say, where are your particulars? You don't have what you're supposed to carry on you, then they take you in for that. Now, we can have police, state police, that starts with that. They don't carry guns. FRC they don't carry guns. But they're effective, at least to modify behavior.
So are you suggesting we have something like that in the states without bearing arms?
They may not have to bear arms.
So why do we need to create them if you have neighborhood watch, if you have
no, neighborhood watch and the others do not have arrest powers, they don't have prosecutorial powers.
Yeah, isn't that what you're saying? That
if
you create the state police, they won't bear arms. And you suggested they may not necessarily be the ones
prosecuting. This is what I mean. I said you as a citizen, you have the powers of arrest, citizen arrest, and it is done every day. Now, when you have...
It's done every day in this country?
Yeah, it's done every day. People arrest and take people to the police station. Yes, it's done every day. You have the power of citizen arrest. So what I'm saying, when you have an organization that is authorized to do that, the mere presence of these people can deter crime, deter some flashes that may lead to something more problematic.
Okay, we'll go to break.
So that's what we're saying. Well, to start up, you may just have to start with that. And even if they bear arms, you don't have to bear the kind of arms, AK-47s, that the Nigerian police carry. You may have to start with very, very light arms. So all I'm saying is that you need more men out there to watch Nigerians. Police is about watching people.
How will that work? This suggestion of yours, Mr. Ghana, how is it going to play out if you don't start bearing arms?
In Nigeria today, wherever you put, when I was working with Friesland Campaigner, it was a Dutch man. They were carrying our trailers from warehouses. So he said, those private guards are there. I told him they are gate men. That in Nigeria, wherever you put valuable property, if you don't take arms to guide it, people will take arms and come and collect it.
Isn't that the case?
No, see, the police, forget that we still have the federal police. We are talking about, he talked about information gathering.
Yeah, but remember the example.
Yes.
Because if you say they don't have to start bearing arms, the civil defense, they started without bearing arms.
Yes.
But they saw the need. Even FRSC, they made that argument that, listen, we need to bear arms at this point in time.
Yes.
All right, we'll go
I'm talking about starting.
Okay.
When you start,
we'll come back to this
later, people can, I mean, just like FRC,
okay, just
civil defense, they can graduate to bearing arms.
We'll be back in just a moment. Don't go away.